yeah. Brassy girls everywhere, titty ass hands in the air, somebody over here, shaking for the man of the year, man of the year.
What's good, people? Jimmy Bones here to want to go over the ending to the movie Split, as well as a kind of review for the movie, shorter review, and then mostly talk about the ending there. So the movie, as it was progressing, I thought was great. I was looking forward to this movie a shit ton before its actual release. I followed every single trailer and all the reviews, I guess, surrounding it. I would have gone to see it regardless, but in short, I thought that it met my expectations, if not exceeded it. What really enticed me, though, was a split personality disorder story arc really there. We haven't seen a lot of that, and that was kind of something new for me, so I kind of want to see that, as well as I'm a big fan of James McAvoy, and also the Beast at the end kind of brought me in, enticed me as well, because I know Shyamalan likes to do kind of like some supernatural type deal for a lot of his storylines. I didn't know if it was actually going to be something physical, an actual beast or whatnot, or it's going to be bait and switch or whatever you want to call it, and then change the story up midway through and it's not actual a beast, it's all in his head. No, there was something actually that took place, and then that changed the dynamic of it and actually made it real and fell through on its promise of actually giving you so the ending in general, the actual ending before the real will kind of like change the story up, I thought was pretty good. Threw me off though when she was hitting him with shotgun shells. Before I saw the real ending, I was kind of thrown off because I'm like, okay, like he's not legitimately gonna have skin as tough as a rhinoceros, because like that's just, he's human, he's not a rhino. So when she hits him with two shotgun shells, one to the shoulder and the other one hit him to the stomach, it's like, bruh, like you should be dead, you should be down. But like as soon as he got back up and started like pulling back the bars, that's when it was like, okay, I know where we're going with this movie. And then even when he was climbing up on the wall as the lizard, like, okay, I know where we're going with this. Suspend most belief. And this is full-blown supernatural type deal going on here. For the actual ending, the twist or whatever, like Shyamalan likes to do with most of his movies, the girl's like, that reminds me of the guy that they locked up 15 years ago. I forget his name. Bruce Willis is at the end. His name was Mr. Glass. Boom. Completely changes the movie once I think about it more. First impressions was like, okay, these two movies are in the same world, but then I start thinking about possible sequels or a possible sequel for this movie. Shyamalan's talked about how he would like to do it, but he wants to keep it kind of monotone and mundane, and not make it, an Avengers type deal sort of thing, because that's just not his style. I like Shyamalan for that, though, because he keeps storylines not necessarily simple, but kind of quiet, and not, big. He doesn't make big blockbuster movies, is what I'm saying, pretty much. So yeah, that really got me thinking about a sequel with that, because Mr. Glass, he wasn't he didn't have any supernatural powers or anything like that, but his mind, he was a evil genius sort of thing. And then Bruce Willis kind of had supernatural powers. I mean, he could lift tremendous amounts of weight. He was unbreakable, of course, but his weakness was water. But then James McAvoy's character in Split kind of takes it to a different level with that. But it's pretty cool, though. I like what they did. Like I said, when you suspend disbelief, I mean, we're too far gone. We're just too far gone at this point, so I'm cool with it. And then the girl, she escaped pretty much, or she's not going to go back with her uncle, the one that was, I don't know if she was raped, or she was definitely like molested and like sexually abused by her creep of an uncle when she was like 5 or 6, which is that story arc. It's like, bro, like we had to go there. But the lady cop at the end, they'll look like, I'm not trying to go back to my uncle, bro. She's probably, broken out of that cage sort of thing with her uncle and probably gone to find her own way. If Shyamalan does decide to do a sequel, he does not. It's not going to happen within the next couple of years. You might not hear anything for the next 15 years, as we did with Unbreakable. Unbreakable dropped, I believe, in 2000 or whatever. We got this in 2016 or 16 in the States at least. So, it's not going to happen. It doesn't even have to happen over the next decade. But to see a sequel like this within the next decade actually would be great, and like get the chatter going even more, because you have that trilogy of great movies. Split was great, Unbreakable was great, and then kind of those two put together was great. When you get the Bruce Willis ending and then kind of piece together that it's in the same universe and same supernatural world, it kind of makes it a supervillain origin movie. And on second viewing, I know Shyamalan's going to be releasing an extended cut, kind of like what Zack Snyder did with the terrible Batman v Superman storyline and made it like an extra half hour long. That's something that I will definitely be getting. I'm not really into extended cuts big time, because I don't need to see that extra of a movie. The shaving of the final copy is really cool. But, you know, when you deal with this kind of storyline with James McAvoy having 23 different personalities, they show off maybe like 9 or 10. So that extended cut, as I said, they will show off more of his personalities, which is, you know, probably the coolest portion of the movie. And like I said, on second viewing, I will go into it definitely as a super villain origin story, which might change the story around a little bit. I mean, the ending, if you snap the ending away from the movie, the Bruce Willis ending, it's still a great movie, but kind of with that twist at the end, you know what to expect at the end, you kind of know what you're going into from the jump, might change your perspective on. That's pretty much it, though. Jimmy Bones here. Comment, like, share, subscribe, and I'm out.